My name is Rex Ward. I am the chairman of the board of the Clear Creek Environmental Foundation.
My name is Lloyd Thornton. I'm a volunteer. I'm with Texas Inland Marine Services, volunteering my time and my boats to help out with the cleanup here. And we're going to go up today just to check out the creek and see what kind of condition it's in.
Beautiful, just beautiful.
This watershed consists of about 47 square miles of area, starting all the way from Pearland, going down through Friendswood, League City, Webster, Nassau Bay, into Clear Lake Shores, Kemah, and Seabrook, and terminating in Galveston Bay. Cons that will be coming out here. Now this poor tree won't last much longer because it's over at an angle that's being washed into the water. It's going to die.
Lots of erosion here on Clear Creek.
This all ends up as silt in Clear Lake.
Yeah.
And then on into Galveston Bay. Yeah. When you increase water movement, you increase erosion. What causes more erosion is there's so much in the way of human encroachment. When you have all these areas where we have the runoff that are paved, all this water has to run off somewhere, and instead of being absorbed in the land, it actually runs off of the concrete into our storm sewers and then into the creek. The roots of the marsh grasses hold sediment when the water is not moving that much. But whenever the water starts to, then it starts pulling the sediment out from the roots of this grass, then the grass ends up dying. And what used to be large areas of grasslands, wetlands, is now open waterways.
We planted this grass 3 different times before we got it to take, and it stops the erosion and it filters the water. The interesting thing about Clear Creek, it has a lot of history. Years ago, the rice farmer took Clear Creek up the creek towards Friendswood and towards Pearland. Back in the early 1900s, there wasn't any trees to see down. It was rice fields, it was plains. It was just nothing here at one time.
In the old days, agriculture used chemicals that were not friendly to the environment, 2,4-D being one of them. And that was a chemical that killed broadleaf plants, something that was used extensively by the rice farmers. And that ended up having a tremendous impact because all of that would get washed out of the fields into the creeks and streams and end up into this larger Clear Creek area. And it definitely impacted the vegetation along the creek and also therefore impacting the wildlife. Brown pelicans were endangered, and they say that that could have been because of some of the chemicals. And it making the eggshells soft, and the baby pelicans just were not hatching out. I do see a great deal of difference in the amount of wildlife. And whenever you do have the habitat, once the habitat is there, the wildlife come back in.
We're here in League City on Clear Creek, and as you can see right there, a bunch of poles sticking up in the water. Those are fence posts from a long time ago. But what the problem is here, as you can see, is the subsidence. This all used to be land where we're boating right now. But they have pretty much got that under control. They called it from usage of groundwater back in the 60s and the 70s. But we lost a lot of land. So now what we're doing is planting these plants, and we're creating habitats. For little fish, shrimp. It also filters the water. It really helps the ecosystem very, very well.
We've had a tremendous amount of rainfall. It'll have a tendency to wash all of the trash and debris from the storm sewers, from the streets, vacant lots, and the end result is it ends up in the creek and ends up hanging along the shorelines.
After a flood, we have lots of plastic on the trees down here.
the things that degrade slowly and provide toxicity to the water. A plastic bag will not degrade, and it just becomes litter on our banks unless we pick it up. We can start using something like recycled paper.
We're up by Friendswood right now. This is one of our debris piles we'll be working on this year. There's several of them.
And every year for the past 8 years, we've been cleaning up trash along this creek.
We clean up on our creek cleanup about 20 to 25 miles. That's about all we can get maneuverable in boats.
The Clear Creek Environmental Foundation has done a wonderful job of cleaning this creek up and harboring the natural resources along this creek. They planted approximately 5.5 miles of California bulrush and Constantina hoargrass. This creek has just become so beautiful from the way it was when I used to water ski. Probably shouldn't even been in the water factory. The awareness that is in place now, making people aware not to pollute, it's been a significant impact on the watershed here. I'm Lloyd Thornton with the Clear Creek Environmental Foundation.
My name is Rex Ward. I am a keeper of Clear Creek.